Yeah, ready. Mic test, mic test. Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Our team has come up with this app called AppointMe, where the app assists in booking medical appointments in just 3 easy steps: search, scan, and save. And the app's scope is the entire of Singapore, the whole of Singapore. Let's look at the minds behind AppointMe. Firstly, it's me, Saloni Kaur, together with my friend Ing Ming and Guhan, who was the coordinator of the entire system. Before we begin, we'll just show a short introduction to our app, which will introduce you to what it is all about.
Oh dear, I don't think I can call to book an appointment. Good thing I have this app.
So as you can see, when someone is sick and they're coughing really badly, it's really difficult to call to book an appointment. So therefore, we came up with this app where all you need to do is use your phone, book an appointment, and go to the clinic. You don't even have to talk or speak to anybody. So let's look at the system's overview. So the phone which is running the app, it will send the data to the database in the cloud, which then sends the data to the hospitals or the clinics. The nurse would then be able to assess the data in the cloud and can respond to the request of the appointments the way she wants, and it would then be reverted back to our app. So this is how the entire system runs. Moving on to the bonus features. So once someone signs up as a user in this app, they can use their identification card to take a picture of the details, and it will be converted into text. More about this would be shown in the later slides. There are also 3 other unique features. First is search, scan, and then save. Under search, we have Google Maps. Google Maps is used to find out the nearest clinics near the person using the device. And scanning, the app uses barcode scanning to scan the person's identification card number. And all this data is then saved into the cloud using a cloud provider called Parse. Let's look at the image to text conversion now. So under the image to text conversion, this is a sample screenshot of taking a picture of the IC. The details are hidden for privacy reasons, but mainly the name, race, date of birth, country of birth, and the gender is taken and converted into text in the next screenshot this way. And also the address which is at the back of the IC would also be converted into text. So there's no need for you to type. Unless there's inaccuracy in the data, there will be a way to edit the information in the later part. And all of these features, we have been using this third-party library called Test2 for the OCR integration. Next, for the search part of our app, we have the Google Maps, as I mentioned. Using the GPS location of the user, the app is going to suggest a list of possible clinics around the neighborhood of the person, and you can choose the distance you want, the distance away from you want. So in this case, it's 1,155 meters away, and these are the suggested clinics and hospitals available. And once you click on a certain preferred clinic, you'll be led to another screen where you can see the name, the address, and the phone number in case you need to call up or find out the way to this clinic. And this Google Maps is a vital part of our app because it eases the list of clinics available, eases choosing the clinics available. Okay, next we have the scanning. Barcode scanning is a really cool feature we have. But before I begin on this part, I'll just explain the clinic's requirements. While booking an appointment, the clinics requires the IC number as well as the other details like address, phone number, and name. So all of these details would be sent to the clinic in order for them to make an appointment. And IC is a very important part. And while scanning the IC number, the IC is sent to the cloud, which is sent to the hospital. They can check against the government's data whether this IC is a verified IC number. And therefore, we require our users to scan the IC instead of filling it in by themselves. So barcode scanning, we have, this is a screenshot where you can just scan the back of your identification card and it would be converted to the exact IC number. And likewise, you can cancel appointment or you can confirm at this point in time as well. And we made this feature using a module called ZZync, which is a very popular module used to integrate barcode scanning into mobile apps. Next, we have the saving. So our database is in the cloud. We are using the cloud provider called parse.com, and we have integrated our app with this cloud. Once the appointment is fixed, we send the entire data to the cloud where the hospitals and clinics can then view the request and respond to it accordingly. And once the status is changed to fixed or cancelled from the hospital's point, Parse.com also allows us to send push notifications. And because we are using a free version of this platform, this cloud provider, we do not really have access to all the features they provide, and hence the push notification does not work at this point, but it does work, and this is how it looks like. Once the appointment is fixed, you will receive a notification saying your appointment has been fixed with this medical clinic. And then the patient can then plan accordingly and go to the clinic, and they do not even have to wait for their appointment turn. Like how usually people are, when they're sick, they're actually waiting for their turn at the clinic. Using this app, they can know when exactly to go to avoid the time wastage. Because we realize that the app has lots of features in it, and people might be confused and not sure how to use it. We actually provide help via website. So clicking on the help icon at the top left-hand corner, we'll be led to a website called AppointMe.parseapp.com, and a step-by-step guide and all the screenshots with their help reference is provided in the website. And this website is made using HTML5. And yeah, so that would be all for our presentation. Thank you very much. And I think now is the demo, the live demo. And we'll
as you can see, this is our app and how it is look like. When you first open the app, you'll be showing add user or select user. If let's say you are a new user for this app, then you need to go through the OCR method of adding the user. We'll be showing the OCR method of using the user through video because we don't really want the personal information of the IC to be shown. So that's why now we'll be showing a video on the OCR. So as you can see here, it will be getting the name, the date of birth, and the gender. Long press on it, and then after that, it will ask you automatically to get to the back where you get your address. Press on it, and after that, you need to long press on the text button, copy the recognized text, and as you can see, all the information will go to the respective field. Then you add in your phone number, and that will be the end of your adding user. Right now, I'll be showing you the select user part, where Well, I already added my personal information. This is my phone number and the address. So I will just click on it, and it will be directed to the page where we show, if let's say you accidentally select the wrong user, you can select the user again here, or you can view your own personal information, the appointment list that you have booked so far. So if let's say, here it will be showing the list view of the things. You can click on it to view the appointment details that you've booked. This is the appointment that I booked beforehand. So, well, as you can see, the status of this appointment is fixed because the clinic actually sends the information to confirm with the user that this appointment is fixed and it is confirmed by the user, by the clinic. So now I'll be showing you how to actually book appointment. So first we locate the nearby clinics. Because this GPS is not really updated, so it will be showing the clinic that is near my house. As you can see, it will be showing different clinics in different distance. Let's say 100. The higher on top of the list, the shorter the distance away from your current location. So we'll be clicking on one of the nearest clinic. And as you can see, it will show you the clinic details, the name, and also the distance and away from current location. Then you confirm it. Well, here we'll be retrieving the data from the clinic. So for this particular clinic, its department only has general. So yeah, let's say for different clinics, it will have different departments available. So yeah, this will be all retrieved through the database from the cloud. Then after that, we need to scan our IC. Oh, there.
Why do you need to scan your IC again? Because you added you actually created a user.
The procedure that happens in the polyclinic is that they will need your IC to verify with the Singapore government site. So they will scan your barcode in the IC. So in order to avoid that process, you could do it on your side. I mean, by scanning it from your app itself.
But what do you have to scan again? Initially you created the user.
Yeah, because it doesn't. I mean, it is not stored on the polyclinic's site. It will be transmitted back to the Singapore government's website for verification, and this happens as a stateless transition. So all the information are confidential, and they won't be keeping records of this transfer of data. This is the original process happening on polyclinic.
So each time you want to book a appointment,
every time we have to send because the data is confidential and should be private. It should have a high privacy level.
Each time you just have to scan the barcode, not the entire IC with the address in it, only the barcode.
Okay, then we'll confirm it. So here it will be retrieving the date that is available. Well, here we just set a temporary database such that these dates are available, and we select one date that we feel comfortable and select a time that we feel comfortable with. So here it will be saying that appointment will be sent, and then the status will be pending. And well, if let's say here is the past cloud, here it will be the past cloud that we have, and this is where we actually change our information, the status appointment from fixed to from pending to fixed.
It doesn't move there.
Huh? Why it doesn't move there? Why it doesn't go there?
For some reason the screen resolution doesn't fit. I'll just remove the projection.
So as you can see, this the third one is the new appointment that I booked. So now I want to change the status for that appointment. first one. Fix. Now you can go to appointment list. Right now, the information is still pending.
Verify which one. I think it's the third one. Yeah, that one.
I think you need to change it to small capital.
Lowercase.
No, just the first one.
Don't panic.
We have fixed the appointment on the cloud.
So that screen there is what the clinic would see, is it?
Actually,
It is the cloud actually. We haven't made a web version of it,
Oh,
so it is the cloud itself.
So as you can see, before that there's only one fixed appointment. Right now there's another fixed appointment that I booked. Yeah. So that that will be all. And well, if let's say you click on the appointment, let's say if it's pending, you can also cancel or edit the personal information. If let's say there's a contradiction to, let's say you book appointment in different clinics but at the same time, then it will actually prevent you from doing so. Yeah, you see, it will clash. So that will be all.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Just a clarification question. Is this meant for clinics or for polyclinics?
It is meant for all kinds of clinics and hospitals in Singapore.
Okay. And from a process flow perspective, why do you need to validate it with the central database with your IC? If I'm let's say a GP, I could allow or book or give you an appointment without that validation. And if you come at the end of the day, it will be good for my business. So what is the rationale to have that data or information validated?
Sorry, you mean why do we make the users scan their IC with their names and address and the IC number? So why are these details required for the clinic? From what we researched, we realized that each clinic, what they require to book an appointment are these necessary details. So in order for a person to definitely fix an appointment at the clinic requires this information. So therefore, in our app, we require a person to provide this information. Yeah.
first time you need that. First time when you go to the clinic, you have new patient, the clinic, you need to show IC, but subsequently you don't have to. So is this meant for first timers?
So for the first timers, they have to scan their name and their address with the details. But a second time patient just has to scan the IC, just to confirm that this is that person.
Even now, if I go to the clinic, if I'm a repeat, I don't even need to show my IC. I just need to write my name and they can retrieve my. So I'm just trying to think from the user point of view.
But even as a second-time user, you do need to provide your IC to verify that you are that same person.
I don't. I just give my name. And when
Oh.
we go to the doctor, they say, okay, are you that person? Blah, blah.
Okay.
But unless it's polyclinics, polyclinics require you for your IC, but for private GPs, not really.
So have you all thought about non-Singaporeans who do not have an IC?
Oh yes,
What
we
can
have.
I do? Yeah.
Regarding that issue, for non-Singaporeans, I mean, other than foreign tourists, others who have passes like student pass, work permit, and work passes, it's possible. I mean, they could scan their passes because it's almost similar to the IC, and they also have a barcode on their pass, so it won't be an issue for them. For others, I mean, for tourists, they just have to scan their passport. I mean, just the name, address, the race, and stuffs. But they don't need to, I mean, scan the barcode. And since it's a working prototype, we have not, I mean, included for foreign tourists.
Hello. Okay. Whoa. Okay, sorry, getting used to this. Hi, fellow judges. I have a comment on the design side of things. First of all, I think the user interface, new user, select user, not very intuitive. As in, I don't quite understand the flow of it. Maybe the design or the copywriting can be a little bit clearer. Also, another comment is that I think it's good that you guys thought of like the nearest clinic feature, but I don't think that's always the case of someone choosing a clinic to go. For example, some people have certain privileges in certain clinics depending on the corporate plan. Some people are quite price sensitive, don't want to go to certain clinics, want to go to certain clinics. So you might want to think of other features of how you want to filter the kind of clinics also. Have you thought of those kind of things?
Well, it did occur to us, but due to our time constraint, we just stick to one.
If you could
feature.
add like 2 more filters, what would it be?
Definitely the price range, and also certain departments.
So maybe polyclinics and maybe hospitals, different specialties that different specialties that the clinics may specialize on. Like the user may want to go to that specialty instead of general clinics. Yeah. So.
How you are transferring your IC number to your cloud? Is it encrypted or is it plain text where I can intermediate sniff the IC number?
At present, it's just it's transferred as a JSON string, JSON format. We are using that. The details are converted into JSON string, and it's sent as a request to the cloud, and it stores it in the database.
Any encryption, or have you thought about the security over the wire?
Since it's a prototype, we never thought of any encrypting of security stuffs like that.
Okay.
And moreover, parse is it's a free cloud for developers' sake, and we are also using the free account, so limited with security issues and stuff like that.
Okay.
I think that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.